Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So ever since that 10-second gameplay of the next Battlefield game came out, there's been a lot of talk about this game on Twitter, former X. So many people from EA are starting to talk about what's going on with the game, the future plans, things like that. And there's been just a lot of news after that 10-second gameplay that we are going to cover in today's video. So we're going to talk about the release date. There's actually a release date for the next Battlefield game right now, confirmed by EA themselves. Playtest sign-ups, which are just messed up. You guys know it if you've been around it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the hype that's going on around this game, which in my opinion could be very dangerous and concerning at this point for this community. And we're also going to talk about pre-orders. That's something that I see a lot of comments for, both on my channel and on X. There are so many people going against it, and I know where they come from. I myself am one of the people that are against pre-orders for normal players. Definitely do make sure to tune into the video. We're going to talk about everything new you need to know about the next Battlefield game. So without further ado, let's just get started and see what's going on. So first of all, we have a release date for the next Battlefield game. It's not a specific date actually, it's a time frame, okay? So EA has confirmed that the next Battlefield game is going to be out before April 2026. Now this might trigger some people because we've been told that it's going to be at the end of 2025, and that possibility is still on the table. No one's actually denying that it might be released in late 2025, okay? But there's also a window of possibility for the next Battlefield game being released in the early 2026. And the reason for that, the reason for why they don't actually get us a specific date for the release of the next Battlefield game is probably because of GTA 6. Now I just said probably because they might actually not be sure about where they stand with the next Battlefield game. They might not be sure about how fast they can get things going, how much time would it take to make the game ready to be launched, and all those kind of stuff might actually be the case. But the most important thing that's going on right now in the whole gaming industry is the release of GTA 6. Now a lot of big publishers are actually delaying their games, not giving a specific time, a specific date for their games to be released. And that is understandable because there is a huge game with a huge hype around it coming out probably this year, later this year, probably at the end of 2025 or early 2026, which is called GTA 6. Now, you guys all know it. The hype for this game has been around for more than a decade now with the release of GTA 5 in 2013. It's almost 12 years now that people are waiting for the next GTA title, and make no mistake, when that game comes out, it's gonna steal the audience from probably any other video game. And that's not about me. Of course, I'm a Battlefield player. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. If GTA 6 comes at the exact date with Battlefield 6, let's say, I'm the one who's going to play Battlefield 6. I'm the one who's going to make videos about it. I'm the one who's actually making a living from this thing. But for the average player, they're going to actually sit and think about it. They're going to choose about whether they want to buy the GTA 6 or Battlefield 6. And that's something that these guys are aware of. That's probably why they're not actually giving us a specific date for the release of the next game. So what we know right now is it's going to be either early 2026 or late 2025, before April 2026. So that's what these guys are aiming for. Probably 3 months in 2026 or just late 2025. We don't actually get an exact date for it. So that's about that, and that's taken care of. But now let's talk about playtests and the sign-up, which has made a lot of buzz actually. Things have been beyond expectations for EA. At least that's what they said. But let me just read you this comment. It was on my channel actually. So this user is probably a subscriber, maybe not. He commented under one of my videos, my latest video, and this is what they had to say. Quote, queued up shortly after the info went out. 80,000 people queued, waited for about 7 hours, stayed up until 2 a.m. When I finally got to log in, the site broke. Woke up next morning, tried to log it in again, back to the end of the queue with 280,000 people in front of me. 12 hours later, still 40k people in queue. Off to a good start, EA. So I've been experiencing the exact same thing. Right now, as I'm actually recording this video for you, I'm in queue. There are 2,500 people still in front of me. And right now, as I'm recording this video for you, more than 1.3 million people have already signed up for the playtest of the next Battlefield game, which is probably beyond expectations of EA. This is what they've said as well. You know, this is their mess. Probably they wouldn't think that there's going to be this much hype around the game, considering where the franchise at right now with 2042 and with Battlefield 5. You know, even they wouldn't expect the hype to be this big, but it is. it is this big. They could have managed the sign-up thing way better, probably. I don't understand what's the point of being in a queue for something like this, but it is what it is. They could have done better, but you know, we're talking about EA, right? Now, this is what they had to say about it. Thank you all for your enthusiastic response to our Battlefield Labs announcement yesterday. We're thrilled by the interest, which has exceeded our expectations. We are aware that some of you have encountered issues with the sign-up page queue. Please note that we're actively working to resolve this. So probably they don't actually need to resolve anything because the hype is actually slowly starting to fade. As I told you, there are only about 2,500 people in front of me, which is not a big number considering that I've seen 300,000 people queues like yesterday. So yeah, there's been a big mess up with this sign up, but the more important thing that you guys need to be aware of is that Battlefield community has just seen 10 seconds of not very rich gameplay of the next Battlefield game. Now, I'm not saying that the footage wasn't good. I'm just saying that you can't actually decide anything based on that 10 seconds, okay? We just know for a fact that the uniforms are looking better. They look a bit more realistic. It looks grounded, and it has a good destruction. You know, the game isn't that fast, like bee-hopping everywhere in 2042, and that's all we know. And people have been attacking this queues for the past 2 days. Right now, the Battlefield community is at a state where we should not trust anything coming out from DICE and EA, especially trailers. And I just can't emphasize this enough. Do not believe trailers. Do not do that because these guys are top notch at giving what the community want to see and then actually doing something exactly opposite. We've seen them doing this. So what you guys need to do is to stay cool, just chill, okay? And think to yourself, we've just seen 10 seconds of gameplay. There's nothing that we can actually decide on. We need to wait. And we need to act very cautiously this time. So I don't really understand the hype. I don't really get it. I'm a content creator and I still haven't been able to sign up for this playtest. So many people on my channel have already done that. The hype is just huge and I'm actually concerned about this. You guys need to understand that this hype is not good for the community. I'm not saying you shouldn't be thrilled. I'm not saying you shouldn't be excited about the next game. Maybe I am too, but think rationally and don't actually let your feelings get over you. Don't let 10 seconds of gameplay, very well put together gameplay, get to you. Just keep that in mind and you'll be fine. And about the hype, this is what Andrew Wilson had to say. Andrew Wilson claims that the next Battlefield game is the biggest one to date, and it's the Battlefield game that EA has invested in more than any Battlefield before it. Quote, "We have invested more in this Battlefield than any Battlefield before it. We have 4 studios. We've had a meaningful amount of time. We're looking for this to be the biggest Battlefield we've ever made, and we, of course, want to make sure that we launch that into a window where we can deliver on the fullness of the promise of what Battlefield can be and grow the community to a level that is commensurate with the size of the game that we're making." These are just normal talk. If you ask me, they've said exactly the same things for Battlefield 5. They said exactly the same things for Battlefield 2042, and they're just saying what needs to be said, okay? This is marketing. You can't actually do anything about it. But about pre-orders, as I've said this before, maybe as a content creator, I shouldn't be saying this, but this is for the good of the franchise and for the good of my audience. You guys should not pre-order this game. I've lost count of how many times I've said this before, but pre-ordering this game isn't something you want to do, and it will actually backfire. It's something bad for the community, for the franchise, even for EA themselves, because these guys this time need to earn your money. You guys know it. They know it better than anyone that they need to earn the money, and you shouldn't just throw your money at them for nothing. Wait for the game to come out. Wait for the reviews. Look at the gameplay without anyone giving you a trailer, like raw gameplay. After the game comes out, I'm pretty sure there will be content creators buying the game, probably myself, and we're going to give you gameplay, raw gameplay, without having to edit anything, without giving you trailers. You can decide based on those gameplays whether or not you want to buy the game. So that should be the approach. And I want you guys to think rationally about this and don't let that feeling of excitement actually get to you. So to wrap things up, it is confirmed that the next Battlefield game will be out before April 2026. Now that means we're either gonna get the game later this year at the end of 2025 or early 2026. So we have a time frame but not an exact date for it. That is probably because of the release of GTA 6, which is rumored to be delayed until 2026, but that's not confirmed. The game actually might come out later this year at the end of 2025, and that is a big danger for probably any game producer, any game publisher, and EA knows that very well. The playtest signups have been a mess up. Things are getting slower. The hype is going down just a bit. The queues are now better. You can actually wait like 10 to 15 minutes now, and we're in the start of the line. Things will be okay. But it was a mess up. The hype was huge. The hype was ramping up pretty fast, but things are okay now, and you can actually go ahead and have a peaceful sign up right now. So hope you guys enjoyed and hope this video was helpful. There will be definitely news in the upcoming days. Battlefield hype is starting to ramp up. I'm seeing it. I'm pretty sure you guys are seeing it too. There will be news all around the internet in the upcoming months, and I'll be here to cover them all. So if you haven't already, do make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on the future videos. There will be news, there will be guides, there will be everything you need as a Battlefield player on this channel. So tune in, and thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, stay cool.